Welcome to a journey that might just change the way you see happiness. Picture this. A young educator, frustrated and disillusioned, storms into a philosopher's study, ready to abandon the ideas of Alfred Adler, the pioneering psychologist who dared to redefine how we live and love. This is The Heart of the Courage to be Happy by Ichiro Kishimi and Fumitake Koga, the sequel to their global bestseller, The Courage to be Disliked. In this summary, we'll unpack Adler's practical philosophy through a gripping dialogue between a skeptical youth and a wise philosopher. From self-reliance to love, we'll explore how to find true contentment by choosing courage over fear. So, open your mind, and let's discover the courage to be happy. Section 1. The Quest for True Happiness. The courage to be happy unfolds as a Socratic dialogue, where a youth, now a teacher, returns to challenge the philosopher who introduced him to Adlerian psychology 3 years ago. He's fed up, believing Adler's ideas like avoiding praise and punishment are impractical in the real world. The philosopher, calm and steady, counters that happiness isn't a fleeting emotion or a gift from others. It's a choice rooted in courage. Adler's core idea? We're not bound by our past or circumstances. Instead, we shape our lives by the meaning we assign to events. The youth's struggle mirrors our own. How do we move from feeling trapped to living freely? The answer lies in Adler's focus on self-reliance, community, and love, practical tools for a fulfilling life. This section sets the stage, showing that happiness requires us to rethink our approach to education, relationships, and ourselves. Section 2. Education as self-reliance. Adler believed the goal of education is self-reliance, not control. The youth, frustrated by chaotic classrooms, initially sees Adler's rejection of praise and punishment as absurd. Why? Because he's tried it, and his students still misbehave. The philosopher explains, rebuking or praising creates dependency, fostering competition rather than cooperation. Imagine a classroom where students vie for approval, turning peers into rivals. Adler's solution? Treat the classroom like a democratic nation, where rules are set collaboratively, and the teacher acts as a counselor, not a judge. The youth resists, citing problem behaviors like defiance or apathy. The philosopher introduces Adler's 5 stages of problem behavior, from seeking attention to revenge and withdrawal, showing these are cries for belonging. By respecting students as they are, not as good or bad, teachers can guide them towards self-reliance. A story of a student's book report sparks a breakthrough. Praising effort, not just results, can ignite motivation without competition. Section 3. Respect and community feeling. At the heart of Adler's philosophy is community feeling, a sense of belonging that transcends self-centeredness. The youth struggles with respecting problem students, seeing them as obstacles. The philosopher counters with a powerful idea. Respect means seeing someone as they are, not as you wish them to be. He shares Erich Fromm's insight. True respect recognizes a person's unique individuality. For example, when a student acts out, it's not about you, it's their way of seeking a place in the classroom community. The philosopher uses a triangular column metaphor, with faces labeled "that bad person," "poor me," and "what should I do now?" to shift focus from blame to action. By believing in students' potential, teachers foster courage, not fear. The youth begins to see that his anger and rebukes reflect his own immaturity, not the student's failings. This section challenges us to replace judgment with empathy, building connections that empower others. Section 4. The past doesn't define you. One of the book's most liberating ideas is that your now shapes your past, not the other way around. The youth clings to a painful childhood, blaming it for his current struggles. The philosopher dismantles this, explaining that we assign meaning to past events based on our present mindset. A man bitten by a dog might see the world as dangerous, but by choosing to view people as comrades, he can rewrite his story. Adler's psychology is a psychology of use. It's not about what you're born with, but how you use it. The youth grapples with this, admitting his feelings of inferiority drive his need for approval. The philosopher's advice? Stop seeking validation and start acting with courage. This shift from victimhood to agency is a game changer, urging us to choose how we live today, regardless of yesterday's pain. Section 5. The dangers of reward and punishment. Why does Adler reject praise and punishment? The youth demands answers, citing his classroom experiments. The philosopher explains, rewards and punishments fuel competition, not community. When a teacher praises one student, others feel inferior, fostering a mindset of others are my enemies. Adler's alternative is to convey worth without comparison, telling students they're valuable as they are. The youth shares a story of praising a student's book report, sparking progress, but the philosopher warns this creates a cycle of seeking external approval. Instead, encourage effort and growth like nurturing a plant, not ranking it. The book illustrates this with Adler's own practice. He spoke to a troubled girl for 8 days, treating her as a friend, not a case, until she found her voice. This section challenges us to rethink motivation, prioritizing intrinsic growth over external rewards. Section 6. Love as a decision. The book's climax centers on love not as a fleeting passion, but as a deliberate choice. The youth scoffs at the idea of loving his students, equating it to romance. The philosopher clarifies, Adlerian love is about pursuing the happiness of us, not me or you. It's a task for two, requiring courage to move beyond self-centeredness. The youth's resistance mirrors a universal fear. Loving means vulnerability. Yet Adler insists there's no destined one. Love is a decision to dance with the person before you, as the philosopher puts it. A poignant example. Adler's patient, a girl who lashed out, found healing when he met her aggression with friendship. The youth realizes his own feelings of inferiority block his ability to love. This section invites us to choose love in all relationships, friendships, work, romance by focusing on giving, not getting. Section 7. Living earnestly now. As the dialogue nears its end, the philosopher urges the youth to live earnestly in the nothing days, the ordinary moments where life happens. Adler's community feeling isn't a lofty ideal. It's built through small acts of trust and contribution. The youth, now softened, sees his role not as a savior but as a partner in his students' growth. The philosopher shares Adler's wartime context, where community feeling was a response to division and despair. By choosing cooperation over competition, we find happiness in contributing to others. The youth's final question, what's next, is met with a call to action. Take the first step, love others, and trust that your efforts ripple outward. This section grounds Adler's philosophy in daily life, making it a practical guide for happiness. And that's the essence of the courage to be happy, a bold invitation to choose a life of courage, connection, and love. Through the youth's fiery debate with the philosopher, we've seen how Adler's ideas transform education, relationships, and our sense of self. From fostering self-reliance in others to rewriting our past through present choices, this book offers a compass for true contentment. So, what's your first step? Maybe it's respecting someone as they are, letting go of old grudges, or choosing to love without expecting return. As Adler reminds us, happiness isn't found in being loved, but in loving. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Now go out, be courageous, and dance the dance of life with those around you. Until next time, live earnestly and choose happiness.